Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so today I'm feeling like just taking time with this reading and going kind of deeply into it. I have no real expectations. I haven't had much of anything illuminate on the pre-shuffle. I've shuffled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 decks. And we're just gonna dive in first off with a connection spread. So let's see what the divine masculine and the divine feminine are up to as related to each other. So thank you, divine creator. What is it we can see for the twins? How are they each showing up in this dynamic right now? What is the connective energy between them? What is the challenge coming up in the near future? The challenge can be anything. It can be the way that the energy is moving. It can be an actual puzzle to work on. Okay, so Hermit in reverse is what's coming up in the future. So this shows me that there has been a little bit of a hermit mode going on for everybody, and we're starting to come out of it. So let's see first off what that means for the divine masculines. What can we see for hermit mode? Transformation is beautiful. Butterfly. So if that's a symbol for anyone, rest assured it's safe to come out. That's an 11 card. So divine masculines, transformation is beautiful within yourself and your counterpart and the world. I'm really getting that this is the emergence after COVID as well. Like there is hope on the horizon. There are things that are coming up for everybody that are beautiful. So it's kind of like the divine masculines are just having this open wild blue yonder, I just heard. But it's like coming out of more of a deep introverted phase. Okay, divine feminines, what are we getting for hermit mode going forward? Or the coming out of hermit mode? Tend to the small things. I think we got this the other day, feminines. So paying attention to all the details, making sure even the littlest things are finalized from the past. Anything you need to close out, anything. I'm really getting that it's a little bit of a letting go of the old, more so than being diligent going forward, but not thinking too grand, not thinking in too much of a big audacious vision right now. It's just those little heart centered daily things that you're meant to be focusing on, allowing each moment to have your best foot forward, your Midas touch, I'm hearing. Okay, what can we see for the divine masculine? We've got the moon in the reverse, so there's secrets coming to light. There are subconscious things coming up. We saw the moon for the divine masculines recently with a lot of emotionality, with something suddenly coming to the forefront about the divine feminines, something that maybe they were unaware of, illuminating. So let's see what else we can see for you divine masculines regarding trust in divine detours. This coyote energy cracked me up this last year because divine masculines had gone on quite a detour, a divine detour that taught a lot of karmic deep cultural, societal, generational, karmic patterns in why the masculines were hardwired to certain sexual preferences, certain relationship styles, codependency, more of the animalistic tendencies, not necessarily the transcendent or the highest timelines and purpose. It's hard to put into words exactly, but there were deep explorations into some tangent. It's like it's coming back around consciously for the divine masculines, and they're seeing the subconscious aspects rather than just the instinct, the gut instinct, the conscious reasons why these detours were taken. The divine masculines are seeing the inner workings of it now. And that's about hindsight. So for many divine masculines, they've come through a deep dive into something other than these connections, something other than alignment with these connections on the surface. On the deeper levels, it's all connected. Divine feminines, what can we see for your card? We've got reciprocity in yours here. So 6 of Pentacles, that is the balancing of the scales, equal give and take. So you're showing up, so divine masculines are showing up, understanding how these divine detours have lent themselves to more of a readiness to approach the connection with you, divine feminine. I just heard in a more integral way. So if they have gone to other karmic partners, had lovers come out of the woodwork, gone off to be with somebody else after you thought they were going to be with you, I'm getting that the divine masculines have learned whatever that karmic thing was that they needed to, that was the true pull away. Again, it's not a rejection of you, divine feminine. It was a pull towards some sort of learning that would not have happened with you. Okay, so reciprocity for divine feminines, what can we see? Oh, it landed right over on the masculines. We get overcome any obstacle and give with gratitude and grace. That came out in the reverse. Overcome any obstacle, divine detour. This like seriously landed right on the divine detour. So even though it looks like your divine masculine may not have given you in the past, equally, you are able to overcome any obstacle. Even those divine detours are not a deal breaker for real love, you know? When we see it as learning, not as rejection. It didn't happen to you, it happened for you in the long run, divine feminine, because if your divine masculine had come into union, surface level union with you, they would not have known the deeper things. Now those things have been revealed. Their heart can be settled towards your connection and towards you. Before this, that wasn't possible. There would have been that uncertainty, possible regret, possible curiosity that was never satisfied if they didn't just go forward to whatever it was that was pulling them to know. And give with gratitude and grace in the reverse. So this is well within your right to expect a partner, a divine partner, to give to you with gratitude and grace, to be gracious in giving themselves to you, to be thankful for you, divine feminine. And no, that has not necessarily been something that has happened in the past, but you are ready for that. And because you know that you are worthy of it, you are open to that coming to you from your divine counterpart. So this is saying that even though there have been divine detours, that those lessons are exactly the ones that may be needed in order to actually give you what you've always wanted in love. Genuine will to be grateful for you, divine feminine, and the grace to do it, you know, in such a beautiful heart-centered way. That can't happen until we're mature and we're able. So that looks like what's going on here. Let's see now in the connection space. The Nine of Cups in the reverse. This is a card of not wishing. This is the card of wishing for something. It can be abundance, it can be opulence, it can be greed, it can be gluttony even. It's a very sacred feel on this card. What I'm getting from this deck, this card, is that both twins are wishing for what is meant for them. Not necessarily this connection, but they're surrendering that if this connection grows, deepens, I just heard, that it's not resisted anymore. It's not overly inflated and it's not diminished. There's more of a balance and presence with what is and what honestly can be, rather than wild imaginings about the potential or fearful rejections. On this journey, we all know what those are about. What are the divine masculines' energies needing clarification with this? Sing your own song. So divine masculines, you're coming into the worthiness of knowing that your personal expression is unique. And this is what's telling you what is for you or not. Pay attention, divine masculines, when you're doing you, being the goofball self that you are, being your unique self. If your karmic partners and people around you are not getting it, pay attention to that. And also pay attention to those who gravitate towards you just for who you are, not the pretense, not the mask, but your uniqueness, who you really are, the ones you don't have to pretend around or, be something you're not. Sing your own song. You don't need to do a cover of anybody else. Your divine feminine is the one that sees you in your authenticity, that you don't have to put on a show for, that you don't have to emulate anybody else. That sees and feels the real you. Okay, what can we see for the Nine of Cups? I'm being told to say more about that. So divine masculines, literally just pay attention to the fact that your divine feminine has adored. I heard bare bones, meat and potatoes. Not that you eat meat and potatoes, divine masculines. You might, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's the simplicity of your essence I'm getting here. Your feminine has not ever wanted you to be something more than you are, naturally. Okay, what is it that we can see, feminines? Wow, so many. So we get set healthy boundaries, time to heal. So for some divine feminines, there is more recognition that you have been giving away your power. You've been wishing for your masculine to your own detriment. You haven't been focusing on healing and setting healthy boundaries. You've been focusing more on gaining the approval of your masculine, or whether your masculine has accepted you or not on some level, is what I'm getting here. Or the journey has become overly inflated. And this is about you also just simply coming into your own zone, your own space. 55 is a card of change. But I'm also getting that armadillo and snake, these are kind of armored, scaly, low creatures down close to grounding, close to the earth. And so there's this grounded vibe I'm getting, instead of more of a lofty chasing the twin flame journey, chasing the twin flame, chasing the approval. There's this need to just get down and ground. Taking a pause, maybe, but it's an attitude, an alignment. And then we also have wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. So you have come through so much on this journey, and you are being given some instruction to not overly reach for anything on this journey, and to bring it back to your own boundaries, your own space. One of the most self-loving things that you can do is tell yourself you're not running out of time when there are things that are your responsibility. You're not going to miss out if you just focus on those things that are at hand, that you know you need to do, whether that is karmic situations, cleaning up old things, picking up loose ends, whatever it is you know that is on your to-do list. You're not going to run out of time. That's something I'm getting here. And you're allowed to take that space and cultivate it as a way of life, because the Hermit card in the reverse is talking about being centered and focused on this destined star path at all times within, without having to take such a drastic step out of normal life to hermit away. This is about the integration of just being in the presence and the focus as you go about your day in stride. So yeah, for you divine feminines, there's this feeling of not having to inflate, get over emotional about having to be with your divine counterpart, having to have a certain description of the relationship. It's just about settling into appreciation. That's what I'm getting there. Okay, let's do a divine masculine and a divine feminine check-in. I'm going to do a mirrored reading with union space cards. So let's shuffle a gazillion more decks. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see? Oh wow, this wishes card keeps popping out of this deck. That was the one that was just in the reverse. So I'm just hearing, when everybody just takes a step back, grounds out, becomes more practical and realistic, then the true inspired desire for what actually is possible can emerge. Then we've got some solutions coming in. Okay, what can we see? How are the divine masculines thinking about the connections right now? How are they feeling on their heart space for their divine feminines? What are they wishing for the connections? What actions are the masculines taking at this time? And I'm shuffling the feminine cards now. So what are the divine feminines thinking about the connections? What are they feeling on their heart space? What are the divine feminines wishing for the connections? What actions are being taken at this time? What are the biggest challenges for each? Let's see, union space, yeah, those again. What is the spirit guided solution for the challenge? And where are the connections going in the near future? Okay. I'm just gonna say also pulling a message. So my hand just reached for these. We're getting a message. So from the divine masculines to the divine feminines, what can we see? A message, please. I talk about you, divine feminine, and you are mine. Okay, so I talk about you fell on, adaptive chalices, surrendering to the love, the Knight of Cups. So in loving ways, absolutely. And then you are mine fell on bring your ideas to life. So your divine masculine may have said something about an idea they have for you that they have told others that possibly they feel like you'll go for it. Okay, and for divine feminines to the divine masculines, what can we see? A message. You are always in my thoughts, and daddy's coming home. So divine feminines are wondering when divine masculine is maybe going to communicate, make a move, if the union's going to happen. Yeah, divine feminines are always wondering where you stand, divine masculine. Okay, and where you're at these days with it all. What are the masculines thinking about the connection? Okay, anticipating the next phase, the next time that they will see you, divine feminine. This is the portal of open potential. This is sort of melancholy sadness from the past, like a regret, unrequited love, something that didn't work out. It's like feeling like the good times are in the past. In this scenario, it's wanting to move on from something that fell flat in the past towards brighter days. So divine masculines are hoping that the good times are still yet to come, even though there's been some absolutely incredible good times in the past. They're wanting to put something behind them and just focus more on the future now. What are the divine feminines? Oh yeah, we had this card, but it was on top of the deck, so I'm going to use it again. Divine feminines are surrendering, loving themselves. Look at this person has their face buried in their own emotions here, not really looking out at someone else. About the reunion, so some divine feminines are overwhelmed by the emotion, dealing with emotion the best they can, or just have their own things going on while still knowing that there might be this opportunity for a reunion. Some are dealing with inner child healing right now, and the emotionality with that, the freedom and joy of it too, I just heard. Ooh, and reconnecting with childhood hopes and dreams, goals, what they wanted to be when they grew up. Healers, I just heard. So there is a deep kind of idyllic call on the feminine's hearts right now to be in love, saturated in love, in the love of existence, in the frequency of love. Okay, what can we see for the, yeah, bring your ideas to life. So divine feminines, you are manifest a reunion, whether you know it or not here. You are surrendering to just following your heart, following the love, and it's going to bring you into the proper alignment, I'm hearing. It will bring your ideas to life, and it will lead you down the next steps, because your ideas, your positive ideas, your love-filled ideas are your heart wishes. When you follow your heart, that is what brings you into alignment. Divine masculines, bring your ideas to life. Yeah, there is something that you've got on the radar here that you're looking forward to the future. So go forward bravely towards it, I'm hearing. And the divine masculines, we saw in the first couple of cards that they were talking about divine feminines. So bringing the ideas to life is definitely something of a collaboration energy. So there might be something that you've got in mind, divine masculines, that might help bring some ideas to life. There's something of the coming together, anticipating. With the Three of Wands, that future energy and the reunion energy from the feminines, there's some collaboration energy. What do we have for the masculines on the heart space? The Emperor, so here's the eclipse, and setting more healthy boundaries. Seven of Wands can be sometimes a resistance, a bit of an argumentative card, defensive. In the reverse, it's putting down the defensive energy. And because we have the Emperor with the eclipse, I'm getting another level of the masculines becoming more humble, not needing to defend themselves so much for their opinions. Sometimes the Emperor can come off as very controlling and misunderstood. This is, even the divine masculines have misunderstood some of their own choices when they've been following intuition. They haven't seen it for what it's been. They've even thought that they were control freaks or would be labeled unreasonable. But the divine masculines are starting to see that some of those times that they had to be very, very cold seeming, even, that they don't have to bully themselves about it regarding this connection, that it hasn't screwed it up, that there has been benefit in every motion. I'm getting that this is part of the unconditional love leading up to the eclipse, and that the negative self-judgment for the masculines is going to be one of the biggest pressures, the biggest loss of freedoms that the masculines have carried in their lives, that will be eclipsed out. And this is going to bring a lot of freedom on the heart space for the feminines and the connection, because the divine masculines are no longer needing to appear as though they know what they're doing when they follow their intuition. They're allowed to just be softer when they make judgment calls that even they don't understand fully why they've said and done certain things. Wow, that's a beautiful message for you divine masculines. You are allowed to make decisions based on what feels right, and you don't have to know why. And divine feminines on the heart space. Wow, okay. The Four of Cups for you, divine feminines. So the divine masculines had that on the conscious mind. Divine feminines now have the Moon and the Four of Cups. So a lot of energetic transference between the counterparts here. We had the Moon for the masculines in the first bit, with subconscious things coming to light. Divine feminines, you are picking up on your divine masculine feeling this unresolved past, knowing that those divine detours, the coyote energy, has created some more wisdom, information. I mean, time does that. Look at you, divine feminine. You're gazing up at the stars, wondering if your divine masculine has changed, if your divine masculine has experienced some of the revelations of life and growth and the subconscious coming to light. Yeah, so divine masculines, you're softening here, and it's kind of drawing your feminine in energetically with some curiosity about where you're at. It's like the divine feminines, that you can feel your masculine letting the guard down a little bit, and so it's kind of pulling at your heartstrings, I'm getting. In the connection space, spirit has your back. So divine masculines, yes, you have been spirit-led, and so some of those times where it's been counterintuitive or irrational, or you haven't had the answers to explain why you've made certain choices, Spirit has been directing the show. Spirit has had your back. So ask to be shown the results of some of those counterintuitive motions that you've done, divine masculines, because spirit was at hand. And divine feminines, don't worry that the silence, no news is good news right now, I'm hearing. Spirit has your back. Don't worry. Don't fill in the silence with negative storylines right now. Don't demonize the players in your divine masculine's life right now, or the other people around them, or anything like that. Just know that it's all working towards love and elevation of love. Spirit has your back, divine feminines. You are so loved. Do not fill in negative storylines. It doesn't matter if certain things that would be included in a negative storyline are actually happening or not. You can look at it through a different lens, a different context, and your emotional responses to it can up-level from the suffering. If you are telling yourself a negative storyline about your divine masculine in this quiet time in the connection and harming yourself by that, that's not productive. There are other life affirming and affirming of individual soul path ways of looking at distance in connections and people as individuals. So Spirit has your back. It's all designed for a purpose. Find the ways of looking at it that actually support rather than cause you suffering, divine feminines. What are the divine masculines wishing for the connections? We have commitment in love. That was a bit surprising. That's the King of Pentacles. So we've been seeing for a few months now the King of Pentacles in the reverse, this theme of commitment coming in. The divine masculines becoming aware that they might actually want a more solid, committed, grounded, primary relationship. And here we have it. They now desire one-on-one love, focused love, a love that has commitment, a personal love that has commitment. So this is, really beautiful divine masculines wanting committed love. What are the oh wow, divine feminines, you don't want any others. We got the King and Queen of Pentacles. It's crystals in this suit. We have the King and Queen of Crystals or Pentacles, the earth element, and the Five of Wands for you divine feminines. This is too many people, other individuals. You don't want any of those things either. Both counterparts here are wanting to eliminate other options. And we have the King and Queen of Pentacles in the wish department. Well, isn't that something? And watch your words in the reverse. So divine feminines and divine masculines, if you are truly both wishing for this, it's such a new and mutual energy. Watch the words you use. Watch when fear creeps in and you downplay the things that you actually desire. Watch when you sugarcoat, but watch when you diminish out of nervousness. Really look at the word choices you use and how you convey what you actually want, how much permission you give yourself to speak up for what your heart says is your true desire for love. Watch the words that come out. Watch the ways that you say. What are some notorious things? I don't care if my divine counterpart and I come into union. I just want them to be happy. Yes, that is really good, but sometimes you're allowed to desire true love. You're allowed to desire a fulfilling, perfect love match. So you don't have to make it that it's your divine counterpart if they don't want to come into union, but you can be open that if they do, you would love that. And that if they aren't going to be coming forward that way, that possibly they aren't actually your divine counterpart and that there might be somebody else to desire that way. You deserve this love, counterparts. What can we see for Oh, we already got that. Watch your words. Yeah, watch your words. So now what can we see for the actions? What are the masculines? Whoa, we got the Queen of Pentacles again. Divine masculines, you are using all of your intuition to read the energy of your, I heard just future bride right now, future mother of your children, future partner. You're tuned in with all your might right now. Queen of Cups, unconditional love. So divine masculines, so for some, your divine masculine or you divine masculine are so focused on your Queen of Pentacles. There's so much of a wish because you're ready for commitment. You're looking for commitment in a partner. So this is still unconditional. This is where it gets confusing because this is the unconditional Queen. Queen of Cups in the upright. In the reverse, might not be. So actually, I'm going to just say divine masculines are still sorting out what conditional and unconditional love is like in a committed, possibly marriage or other kind of relationship. Divine masculines are really looking at how do you have real relationship in a profound way. How do you actually honor a love like this and not bind it or cause it to miss the mark? There's even this subtle thing that if you name it a relationship, it becomes conditional. Maybe there's some overthinking going on here, but it's a delicious puzzle because we don't want to ruin these relationships and make them less than divine in the physical. So divine masculines are contemplating, they're looking for examples in relationships and intuitively figuring out the nuance of what is healthy. I'm getting what actually sustains, what is long-term energy. What are the divine feminines' actions at this time? There's the Knight of Cups again. This was the one with the wave over it and the feminines kind of immersed in emotion. This is the High Priest. So divine feminines, you are really seeking the meaning of love as well. You're really looking at what is love? What is the feeling of love? What is love really? Is love a feeling? That's what I'm getting. It's so much deeper than that. It's so divinely guided. It's so ordained. The High Priest always gives me that term, ordained, or ordained under heaven. So divine feminines, there is this feeling of the signs, the synchronicities, the connection with your masculine through thick and thin. It's been ordained in a sense. And divine masculines, you're also kind of looking at that idea that the connections are highly spiritual, they're highly energetic. So both counterparts are kind of exploring the energetic truth that these connections are compatible even without calling them something. I'm feeling in the energy that both twins are realizing that these connections are standing the test of time in such subtle and beautiful ways. And I'm hearing strictly in ways that karmic situations have only hoped to. Loyalty, faithfulness, not losing the love. I'm seeing like a roller coaster now, and both twins sort of realizing that the love doesn't diminish or change over time. Okay, and take the lead. So both twins are allowing this awareness of the energetic connection, the steadfast foundation in these connections, the unspoken knowledge that this connection exists and it's appreciated, that's the lead here. It's like both twins are allowing that to run the show, that knowledge that this connection is unusual. What is the biggest challenge for the divine masculines? Waiting and still burden that needs to be released. This card of patience, of waiting, of investing, knowing they can't invest and things can't bear fruit until some burdens are eclipsed out, I wanted to say. What is the solution? Four of Wands, Judgment, the waiting to see. Okay, I'm clearly getting that the challenge is that there is some burden in the connection with you, Divine Feminine, and that the Divine Masculines are literally waiting to see if there are going to be union energies, how it will simply feel to see you next time, to be around you, to be in your presence. I'm feeling these sunflowers are hugging, to hug you again. How interesting. They're also looking for a sign. Divine Masculines, you're being guided here. Spirit guidance is ask for a sign, a union sign. Ask to be shown. Actually pray that consciously or meditate, manifest that, Divine Masculines that are watching this. Literally ask to be shown a confirmation for union. Ask to be shown the energetics so that you will understand without this heaviness why your connection is a unity conscious connection. Look for the proofs of unity consciousness in your twin connection, Divine Masculine. Ask to be shown that. Oh, that's stunning. That's the spirit guidance. Wow. So Divine Feminines, what can we get? Oh, Divine Justice and healing after heartache with the King of Cups. So we got the King and Queen of Pentacles. Now we got the King of Cups to go with the Queen of Cups that the masculines just had. I'm going to actually pull that out because there's another message I'm getting, but not yet. So Divine Feminines, you're challenged by healing and having the divine correct some of the third-party heartache, the appearance of betrayal. It's like if it's not the Divine Masculine's fault that they chose something or someone else or went on a detour, it's a now asking the divine to correct that. Not necessarily making the person at fault. When it's the lessons and the learning, it's not to blame the divine counterpart. But there is this desire to balance the energy on a divine level. Because the love is there and you know it, Divine Feminines, release the person to do the healing and allow the divine to bring in the solutions. That's a very multidimensional way of looking at the energy that does not adhere to the 3D that says that person hurt me, I can't love them. This says, I know that person loves me. Whatever they did must not have been about me. They must have needed that, so therefore I can heal and let the energetics, the universe, the divine bring in the solution. And to show the evidence of the healing when it's time, if that is in the divine plan. That's the kind of surrender needed. So what is the solution? The Star and surrendering. Look at that, the yin yang, the balance, desiring balance. So desire the balance that says you can let go of anything that's happened, Divine Feminine. You don't have to put yourself smack dab, front row and center in harm's way. you can take a step back. You can let go. If somebody is not behaving in a way that's compatible, Divine Feminine, let go. You don't have to, through your ego, insist they need to comply. So let go. Let things come into balance. Let what is for you, what is compatible with you, what is your destined path, let it arrive. Let the divine work out the details. Let the energetics, aka the energetics, balance in the universe. Things will come in due time when there's balance. And for some, it won't be the person that you think it is. For many, it will be. What is the common denominator? A rebirth is assured. So exactly, a rebirth is assured in love. Might not be with the person that you think it is. It might be. But a rebirth of love. So if you feel like you've lost love, Divine Feminines, Divine Masculines, you are going to get another resurgence of love back into your soft-hearted life, I just heard. So that's really refreshing, actually. Divine counterparts, you are going to feel a loving wind blow through your heart. I just heard. How beautiful. A rebirth of love is assured. With or without this person, counterparts. Does not mean they're not your twin. Does not mean you're not going to come into union. But when you can come into the safety that a rebirth of love is going to happen with or without this specific person, you're back into the right focus in your own right and not giving the power away to that person or the idea of that particular person. Not losing freedoms. Not losing happiness. Okay, what is the direction of these connections? Oh, there's the Sun and the changes. This is the Two of Pentacles, like the feminines just got. So there is a transformation from the masculines. This is full enlightened understanding. Divine Masculines, you are going to see a lucky time with the Scarab where things are balancing out. Things have transformed. We started with the Monarch Butterfly for you, Divine Masculines, so believe it. The transformation is here. It's going to be seen. That is one of the luckiest, most balanced, I heard, because you've earned it, Divine Masculines. And Divine Feminines, where are you going? Unconditional love and to the King of Wands. So if you can have unconditional love for your Divine Masculine, Divine Feminines, and Divine Masculines, you can just have eyes to see the changes in yourself, in your counterpart. See the balance coming in. This is also Divine Feminines, the monogamous, charismatic, gorgeous king that only has eyes for you, I just heard. And that's absolutely amazing. So this is passion, it's sensual. And Divine Masculines, this is like the energy that warrants this kind of faithfulness. What a beautiful, qualified energy for each other. This the connection space. This and that are true. I'm literally just hearing that there are so many choices in people's lives. And when two people who have done the work choose each other, there is a grand sense of openness, spaciousness, even within the choosing each other. Because after everything else that everyone on this journey has experienced, all the options and choices and experiences and kaleidoscope of things, to still desire each other after all this time, what more could you ask for? Beautiful. So, you know, if somebody comes back after so long and is interested still, pay attention to that. Okay, many blessings, everybody. Bye for now.